Welcome back to the Ride Laugh Podcast. If you love mountain biking, you are in the right place. Picture your last really fun group ride. You're back at the parking lot. The vibes are high. Everyone had a blast. You're talking about bikes, tech, trails, jumps, drops, berms. That's what we do here every week on the Ride Laugh Podcast. You love bikes. We love bikes. Let's drop in. Sage, how are you today?
Oh, Danny, finally got a ride in. Feeling good, buddy. Woo, how are you doing?
Oh, that explains the very, very high energy during my talk. I'm doing the intro to the podcast. Yeah. I'm looking at Sage and I have to not try my best not to pay attention because you're like, you're dancing and moving and it looked like you were getting ready to hit a grand slam. I thought you were going to like knock the microphone off of the table.
Babe Ruth, yeah.
Yeah, you like spitting off the side of the desk and everything. It's I thought you just had an extra cup of coffee, but you are stoked because you got a ride in. It's winter in the Northeast. Oh, and you've been busy.
Yes.
And the weather. Did you get in before the trails went above freezing? That's winter riding?
You can get the
frozen trails.
Yes.
It's weird to explain to people here in Arizona that like, yeah, the colder the better, actually. You know, if it gets too warm,
that's right.
The trails are terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's weird to feel excited to get out of the car and be like, oh yeah, it's well below freezing. This is going to be good. But it's freezing.
Yeah, yeah. For those who don't have to deal with freeze thaw, when you get the freeze thaw, you often get what's called peanut butter, which is this very slick film, that develops when the dirt starts to melt. So all the moisture kind of releases, and so it's still like really hard. And then you have this like peanut butter slick right on top, and oh my goodness, it is the worst. Holy crap. Yeah.
Yeah. The water, whatever water was frozen in the trail just migrates to the top. And so they call it freeze thaw. And as it thaws, it looks like peanut butter. You get this, like, no matter what trail you're on, somehow it's always the same peanut butter consistency. Yeah. And it's just like slick and slidey and it's a mess. It's really like no fun.
Yeah.
The trail builders don't really want you riding on it once that happens.
No.
Because
oh my God, it tears up the trails. Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you got a good ride.
Finally, Danny. Oh boy, it's been too long. It felt really good to just be out there.
Did you wear winter gloves or did you do the plastic glove insert trick?
No, I don't think I have the cojones to pull that off, man. Because if that goes wrong, yeah. You know what, Danny? One of the nice things about the wintertime is I don't have to ride with my pack because I don't need extra hydration. So, right. But the reason why I don't want to experiment with gloves is because then I would need a pack to like put it in if it didn't work. So yeah, I don't want to take the chance. No, I had the winter gloves. Everything was nice and toasty.
Hand warmers? Did you use the chemical hand warmers and put them in there?
Yeah, only, when it drops below 20, that's when I'll do the hand warmers. But like,
oh, really?
Yeah, 24 and above, I have different grades of winter gloves,
We did a winter episode quite some time ago. Anyone that's enjoying your winter riding or getting into winter riding, go back and look up our winter episode, and we really break this down. Yeah. But one of the things I talked about was when I was doing winter riding, I started keeping notes. I opened up a note on my phone.
Yeah.
And I would put the date and the temperature and what I wore. And by doing that, I started to be able to dial in which gloves I wanted to wear for what the temperature was going to be. Man, I used to just stare at my weather app. It was my gratitude of the week one time was the weather app, because I was constantly looking at the weather. What's it going to be like Sunday? I have this day to ride, or Thursday morning. What's it going to be like? What's it going to be like? I got to tell you, in Arizona,
it's a very short list.
It's just perfect. It's just perfect every day. Yeah. Shorts. Am I gonna wear pants? Yeah, the winter here is so great. You gotta get out here and visit.
It's happening.
It's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Since we talked about the plastic glove, Ethan's tip of wearing the nitrile or medical or just the rubber glove underneath your summer gloves, and that keeps your hands warm.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing hack. Yeah. I figured I will mention a couple people told us, and Mark at POV Trails and Shady also confirmed. But Mark's The comment was, I can confirm the tip of the week. I just tried it this season using the nitro glove under my riding gloves, and it works better than expected for me.
All right.
Only thing to be aware of is the moisture it creates on the hands because of the
Mhm.
cold exposure, and wet hands would make things 10 times worse. As long as I keep his hands in the gloves, it's no problem. So
Yeah.
there you have two people confirming that works. And of course, Ethan's using it.
Listen, I can't take the chance, man. I don't want to take the chance. It scares me. Cold is cold.
You already have the good gear. Like, you already have all the gloves. The investment's been made.
Yes.
You may as well wear them.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Vaughn this morning. I did a ride with Vaughn and AJ, and Vaughn was telling me about a ride that he did a few days ago where he got there and it was like 20 degrees colder than he thought it was going to be. It was just a cold morning in Arizona.
Yeah.
He couldn't get his hands to warm up. You know, he's not used to cold at all. You know what I mean? So like what these guys talk about is cold, like I'm rolling my eyes, but he couldn't get his hands to warm up. And I was like, dude, tip of the week. Like, you should have had the plastic gloves, the rubber gloves in your pack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, Vaughn. Come on. He's a listener. He should know better.
And then you can also use them for putting your chamois cream on if you're shy about that.
He's not a chamois guy.
Right?
No, he's not a chamois guy. No,
he's not a cream guy. We were getting ready in the parking lot, and I was putting the chamois cream on, so I got my hands down my pants, you know what I mean? I'm like slathering it on there. There's always that moment, you know, it's like a weird, you know, and he like made eye contact with me. Don't make eye contact, dude. Don't make this weird. Weirder. He's like, oh, I know what you're doing. And I was like, do you? Are you sure? Maybe I'm doing something else. But anything else that I'm doing is much worse than just putting shaving cream on. You don't make eye contact with a man when he's putting shaving cream on. It's a private moment.
Come on,
you know? Look away. Look away.
Look away.
I think Journey sang a song about that, right? Look away. You see me walking by and my hands are in my pants.
I believe that's Chicago.
That's Chicago?
Yes, yes.
You know, they're all the same to me. Journey, Chicago, REO Speedwagon. Like, I can't tell any of those bands apart. They're all, it's all one big giant album.
Oh boy. Come on now.
All right. Good on you for Chicago. Okay. So is that going to be our Instagram song now? That's a terrible song for mountain biking. I don't know how I could possibly line that up.
Yeah, I gotta get a thing.
I'm not singing it. You got a decent singing voice. I'm not singing. My singing voice goes right with my robot dancing moves.
Hey now, yo, you look good.
It's not good.
You look good.
Well, I had a moment on the trail. I've been getting a decent amount of rides in.
Okay.
I had a pretty cool moment on the trail. You know, I give out the Ride and Laugh sticker all the time.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of times, I don't want to say a lot, but there's been times when I've given it out and like people have been like, oh, I recognize this, or I've been wanting to check this out, or I listened to one, or my friend told me about it, right? So I was riding Hawes with AJ and Jeremy earlier this week, and we come to an intersection, and we're just talking, and there's a couple other guys there.
Yeah.
And one of the guys says, hey, do I know you? And he said, what's your name? And I said, I'm Dan. He was like, oh, I listened to your podcast.
Oh,
so pretty cool. He's like, I recognized your voice.
Look at you.
And I thought that was pretty cool. You know, like, a good way to roll into 2026 here. You know, like the podcast is, starting to get really recognizable. Really cool dude. I think his name was Jonathan. He was out with his son, Abram. They were both like, just shredding trails, and obviously a high vibe guy, listener to Ride and Laugh. So, and he was really stoked to get a sticker.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the time that we were riding Holbert Trail for the first time ever.
Oh man.
And
yeah,
I heard a voice up above.
That's
someone coming down the trail behind us.
Yeah.
And they were getting closer and closer. And the voice, I said something and he yelled down something. Have you guys been on this trail before? And I said, no, I haven't. And I was like, is this Chef Lenosky? I'm like yelling out because I totally just recognized the voice. It was, and sure enough, it was. And we told that story on the podcast before, the time that we met the trail boss on a really, really cool technical trail here.
Yeah.
And boy, he was awesome. Like, as advertised. You've ridden with Jeff again since then. Just awesome dude, awesome rider.
Yeah.
But that was a cool moment, and to have someone recognize my voice, that was pretty cool.
Dude, well, you have a pretty recognizable voice, my friend. Like, yeah, your voice carries. Like, it's a very, yeah. Come on now.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I get this. My family's constantly like, shh, bring it down. Like my normal talking voice is just loud, like I default to loud and carry, yes. I command a room. There's no doubt about that.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It runs in the family. Yeah. My brother and sister are the same way. Like, yes. My wife married into the family and, like we all get together and she's just like, there's nothing for the in-laws to say. Like my wife can't say anything. My brother-in-law can't say anything, like it's just like my sister-in-law, like it's just like the three of us are so loud and boisterous and we're and we all have the same sense of humor. You can only imagine. You can only imagine.
Oh, I love it.
It's fun for us.
Yes.
How are you doing with all the holiday food? Oh, and boy. You said today was your only ride, or are you exercising? Like, what are you doing? Do you feel like you're gaining weight, or
no? I'm not. I'm not gaining weight. I've definitely lost a ton of weight. But yeah, well, I'm not doing anything. So I've been doing a lot of fasting.
That takes some willpower.
Yeah. Well, no, it's pretty easy nowadays. I'm so used to it at this point.
When you say fasting, are you? Because you almost always do one meal a day. So you're almost always doing a 20.
Yes, right. Always
2 to 24 hour fast, depending on how long your eeting window is there, right? So when you say you're fasting, you're doing multi-day fasts. Yeah,
I'll do at least one a week at this point now, because I really wasn't doing any riding, and it just it comes easy to me now. So that's been cool. The holiday eating, man, holy crap. It's like, I don't know about you, but I just binge it. Like the food comes out and it's like a buffet at Sizzler. I'm just like going back for plate after plate. And then I end up feeling like absolute crap because I've overdone it, and you're just like, but not being able to ride that off has been annoying to say the least, but I did start lifting again. So, hey now.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
Good.
Good. Yep. Filling out the flannel a little bit. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going to need bigger flannels. You're about to rip out of that thing, Hulk style. Yeah. Yeah. Better than ripping out because your belly's too big, right? You don't want to be loosening the pants too much. So
that's right. I'll take it.
Yeah. When does the fasting and the worrying about what we're eating start to veer into mountain bike eating disorders? You know what I mean? Like there's kind of a fine line there where
is that a thing? Mountain bike eating disorder?
Mountain bike
cycling
if it is, we're fine. We're going to figure it out right now. Okay. Ride Laugh on a Gmail and YouTube comments. Mountain bike eating disorder. I think most mountain bikers, the eating disorder is I went for a ride this morning, so I can eat as much as I freaking want right now.
Oh, heck yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like that's the mountain bike eating disorder is that we eat way too much just because I went for a ride.
I earned it.
I get to eat double. Yeah. Triple.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Danny.
I mean, how do you stop? How do you really know when you're intuitively full versus just enjoying the eating?
Oh, Danny, there's always a moment. There's always a moment where you're like, I don't really need to go back for this plate, but it just tastes good. Yeah. And I just blow past that moment. Like I'm a great reader at signs, but I'll just blow past that one real easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the sign. I'm gonna go ahead and ignore that one. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna ignore that one and I'm just gonna keep on eating. I feel like I think you're right. And it's funny because I asked the question and I legitimately wanted to know, and I already know. There's a little tiny, very quiet, very respectful voice that comes up, right? And it's like, probably time to stop. You're hey,
get off.
I think you're good. I think you're good, dude. Yeah, it's the angel on your shoulder, right? And the big fat devil's like, no way, dude. We can definitely get more in there. This is delicious. You should eat more. You know what? You earned it, and you got another ride coming up in 3 days. You need the fuel. Man. You better, you better carb up, brother.
I have a really dumb theory, and that is that my stomach has 2 compartments. I got the regular meal compartment, and then there's the dessert compartment. No matter how full I feel, there's always room for the dessert. I have space, But I don't, but I do.
Well, they say that ice cream just fills in the cracks.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yes.
Like,
yeah.
you eat all the food, right?
Right.
And the food's piled in there. The ice cream just fills in the cracks. You know,
yeah.
It's not really more food.
No,
It's like,
no, yeah, that's right.
Here's the problem is that I feel like the compartment that eats the dessert somehow makes the other compartment hungry again.
Yes.
Like if I eat dessert, then I'm like, I think I need more food, but it should probably just be more dessert. I mean, obviously that's just sugar. Like sugar is just a drug, and you get it in you, and you just want more.
Yeah. That's a problem. It's a problem.
It's like all or nothing for me.
Yeah. That sugar, like that's what knocks you out. Like the dessert afterwards is really what does me in. Like I'll need a nap or something, and it's like, and that's the part, Danny, of like not being able to ride and work that part off. Oftentimes when you come here, or I go over there, we'll often go for a walk after a meal, and that feels good, to get the body moving
all the time.
Yeah.
I go for a walk after every meal.
Exactly.
It feels good to move afterwards, but there's a lot of science that shows that if we move right after a meal, that you're going to, any of that sugar, any of that extra, whether it was a healthy meal or unhealthy meal or somewhere in the middle, you're going to, instead of having your body have to deal with all that extra energy, that even just brisk movement, just anything, 10-minute walk, like is just going to activate your body using that as energy instead of storing it as fat. And that feeling of having to fall asleep after eating, that's not really a great sign. Right. That's a drop in blood sugar. Like your body's pretty much like, I need all resources on deck to deal with this meal that you just ate. And I'm going to shut you down. Like we are so, their body is so overwhelmed. It's like, I'm shutting, you got to shut it down. You got to go lay down, enter sleep mode while I deal with this, all this garbage that you ate.
Man.
It's not a great sign. Yeah.
Well,
if that's happening all the time, then.
Yeah. If you pair that with alcohol, like holy moly, like double the effects.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I stopped drinking beer. I mean, I stopped drinking, but I was a beer guy. I was a Scotch guy.
You were? Yeah.
And I'm not anti, I just don't really drink on the regular anymore. But I use that to justify. I'm like, well, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I can have another plate of ribs and mashed potatoes.
Yeah, right.
I think I could have an extra scoop of ice cream considering I haven't had any alcohol,
Oh boy. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The buffets are dangerous, my friend. Buffets are dangerous.
You mean actually like going to a buffet, or like your family dinner is just like food set out and you can go back as much as you want to get it?
Oh, both, right? Both, but yes to both. Like, yeah.
You answered that like you were a witness on the stand.
Yes.
Let the jury know that the witness answered both. He's going to all you can eat buffets, and he's doing buffets at home. He's setting up his own buffet at home.
Oh boy, yeah, it's dangerous.
The record show.
Yeah.
Well, I am notoriously bad at buffets. You've been at buffets with me. I will turn down the buffet because I cannot stop going up to the buffet. I have to try everything.
I know, you were terrible. You were so bad.
And my mother-in-law is such a good cook. It's like, and the food is just so unbelievably good. And it's all set up. It's all set up, and you just get a plate and help yourself. And I've left her house feeling sick so many times because I've just overeaten that like now, like I know better.
Yes.
I've gotten a little bit better. I'm almost 50. I've gotten a little bit better in my self-control. But
no, you haven't.
Good food is good. Yeah. It's nice. Eating is fun. And it is great. It is great being active. It's great having an active lifestyle.
Yeah.
I love being legitimately hungry. I love eating after a ride, that feeling of just like, refueling. It's great. And having something that we're like, I can burn this off. We don't want to eat garbage all the time because it's not healthy. We want to be healthy and we want to stay strong. And we want to ride strong. But it is nice to have a sport where you can burn it off.
Do you ever feel guilty, like after the meal? Like, I mean, obviously you feel like crap, but do you ever feel like mentally like guilty or depressed, regarding food versus?
I used to. Yeah, that's a good question because I think I used to really give myself a hard time if I overate. And I weigh myself. I used to weigh myself every single morning. Now, if I feel like I ate a lot the night before, I just don't weigh myself in the morning. My weight's almost always the same. Like I don't really change all that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I just like, just give myself grace. And in a couple of days I weigh myself and I'm the same weight that I usually am.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really do that anymore. The only time that like I really get regretful is because I'm not sleeping well. I've eaten too much and I've eaten too late, or
yeah.
I've kept snacking. Like I love mixed nuts. And so last night, like I opened up, I got a new thing of mixed nuts or salted mixed nuts, and I was eating them after my meal, you know, and I didn't have a huge meal, but I didn't just put some mixed nuts in a bowl. I took the bag, you know,
the bag,
and so
yeah.
I was just eating, you know. My wife always says, like, put them in a bowl. I don't know. It's less fun. I want to hold the whole bag.
You know? Yes. Yes. It's a lot of work to go back and fill the bowl. Yes.
You know? Yeah. Well, that's the whole point. If you're just refilling the bowl, you know what I mean? Like that's finite. I'm unlimited, right? I'm the unlimited guy. Unlimited mixed nuts. Yeah, unlimited mixed nuts. Meanwhile, right? I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm hot, you know, and I feel a little bloated and maybe I'm a little gassy. And then I'm like, dude, why did you like not just put a little bit in a bowl and cut yourself off?
Why didn't anybody tell me?
Yeah, if only I had like a really smart woman living with me who, you know, would tell me. She's like total non-judgment though. Like she sees me sit with the bag, you know, and then she'll hug me she'll be like, how'd you sleep? And I'm like, I ate too late, you know. She's like, well, you can just put it in a bowl.
Yeah.
You're telling me one of these days, yeah. She's usually get me like a little bowl for my birthday. Just be like, that's for your mixed nuts. That's your meal.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I don't have to deal with you farting in bed. See, so it's kind of a gift for both of us. You know, I try to make sure she's asleep, you know, and then like this morning I had a little bit of gas and I rolled over and she was awake and I was like, oh, sorry about that.
Got chubbing. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Mixed nuts.
What are you gonna do? It's the nuts.
My poor wife. All right. Well, Ride Laugh on Gmail, YouTube comments. If you have any questions about nutrition, fasting, you know, we can get into this again for anyone that's a relatively new listener, hasn't listened as much. Like Sage and I have, we have different kind of ideas about nutrition, but a lot of them come together. And one of those is that we are fat adapted people. We live fat adapted lives. So you could tell Sage talking about being able to fast with no problem. He just goes into fat burning mode. There's a lot of benefits of fasting. That information is readily available. But we both pretty much ride fasted. We pretty much wake up in the morning and then just ride. We don't eat any calories during the ride. Yeah. And you know, I do my the bulk of my trainer rides fasted, and all of our mountain bike rides fasted. And you know, people stop and have gels or you know, candies or food, and we just trained ourselves not to need it. And we're pretty strong. And so there's some really cool benefits to that. So Ride Laugh on Gmail and YouTube comments if you have any questions. And then as far as, you know, how to eat and how to fuel, we've had some pretty good experience with that as well, you know, how to refuel. And so, okay. Well, we're talking about episode 30, no jinxes, just winning streaks, build mountain bike confidence after crashes.
Yeah.
And the big crash that we talked about in that episode was our buddy Jeff Windsor, who fell off of the mountain at the Corona de Loma Trail. There's a crux move. Anyone that's in Arizona that rides South Mountain knows exactly where this is. Yep. So we got quite a few comments of like, yeah, I know that spot. And, you know, I never ride it. Or it's scary.
Yes.
And Jeff wrote in, appreciate the gratitude, Dan. Pretty stoked to walk away from that one. I'm usually good for one big crash a year. I'd say this one was it. Now that's not going to restart. That crash was at the end of December. Like that's not going to restart his one a year. It doesn't restart in January, right? He's got all the way until December.
I mean, let's modify the whole statement. How about we don't have a crash every year? Yeah, screw it.
Yeah. How about that was my last big crash ever.
Last one. Love that. Yes.
Everyone listening, whatever your last crash was,
that was
picture it. That was it. That was the last one.
Don't picture it.
Don't picture it. Don't envision it.
Let it go.
Whatever it was, you're going to do it better next time. Whether you walk it or ride it, you're going to do it back. But I love it. Go back, change your Strava title to last crash ever.
Last crash. Yeah. I love that. Love that. Yes.
Yes.
Come on, Jeff.
Well, then Jeff wrote in, because I was talking about carrying the baggage from watching him crash.
Yeah.
But we also have talked a lot about me carrying around baggage from my past crashes and
Yeah.
that affecting my confidence. And Jeff wrote, I too carry baggage around from past wrecks. Had a bad wreck on the primary line down the waterfall, which is on National Trail in 2019. And it was 4 years before I started riding that again. And I remember that when I met Jeff and we started riding together, he always did one of the alt lines down the waterfall, which, by the way, I don't know that they're any easier.
No, yeah.
There's other lines. Yeah, the main line is like a straight line. The alt lines kind of like wind your way down there. And I was just like, how come? Why do you take that line? You know? And then he told me that like he had a wreck there and he just stopped doing it.
Yeah.
And I'd already been riding with him enough. I was like, dude, like if you want to just follow me in, like you got that line all day. You know, we're doing stuff way harder than that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it took a couple of rides and he was like, yeah, let me follow you. And then soon, and now I totally forgot that he used to not do it.
Yeah.
And every time we're there, he just shoots down that. So, you know, it happens. And I appreciate, you know, Jeff's an awesome dude and I appreciate him sharing the story. He goes on to say, ride stuff when you want to ride it, not when you feel like you should ride it. Should, quote unquote, generally leads to hesitation. One phrase I learned from hitting big jumps in snowboarding that totally carries over to mountain bike: hesitation is devastation. Go confidently into a feature or don't go at all. No shame in walking or riding around to live to ride another day.
Yo, that's another one of those lines, bud. Another one of those lines. I love that. Hesitation equals devastation. Wow. I'm going to have to steal that one, Jeff, just so you know. That is a fantastic one. Thank you.
It's so good.
It really is.
It's really good. It's really good. It's interesting that came from snowboarding. I wonder if that's in other sports as well, you know, because you would think we would hear that in mountain biking. You know, it's such a good phrase.
Yeah.
It rhymes.
I know.
Should we put that on a Ride and Laugh shirt? Like, can we own that for mountain biking? Like Ride and Laugh, hesitate. No, you don't want that on a shirt.
No,
you don't want it.
That's terrible.
No one wants. Yeah.
No.
He who hesitates is devastated.
Yeah.
Devastates. He who hesitates devastates. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess that doesn't make a good shirt.
No. We need a t-shirt committee. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm off of it. You're off that. You're off the committee.
Off of it.
Yeah. I got t-shirt ideas, man. I got a lot of t-shirt ideas.
Oh,
It'll happen. Perfect time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Another comment on that podcast was from our friend Ryan Butler, who we told the story about getting attacked by the javelina.
Oh boy. Yeah.
And like really seriously injured by this animal. Oh, and then right after that, then he had a hernia surgery. So like the dude's just been through it. And he's like a transplant survivor. Like he's just been through it.
Yeah.
But he finally got to get back on his mountain bike after all this happened. And Ryan wrote in, I put this episode on driving to Hawes this morning for my first ride in 5 months. I was thinking a lot about how I might have PTSD from the crash, but you guys gave me the confidence to have a goldfish memory, and I rode great. Even PR'd a segment. I can't promise I'll be able to do that in the summer night when all the animals are out again, but thanks for all the vibes that got me through. So, Ryan, welcome back, and that's awesome that we were able to, you know, help a dude like get his confidence going.
Yo, Ryan, dude, I'm so happy for you. And by the way, I do the same thing. I put the podcast on before the ride. Like I want to be in a positive space, and the stuff that we talk about and the comments and the feedback we get from the listeners, like that advice, those are all the things that I want going through my head right before a ride.
How do you decide which podcast? So if you say you get 3 or 4 rides in the week, right, and you're caught up on all the Ride and Laugh podcast, are you going back and downloading previous episodes from this season or past season? Like, will you just like randomly choose one and listen to it?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, they're all good. They're all centered. Like every podcast always has some kind of, unless it's a bike check or a nutrition podcast, we're always talking about mindset. Like that's our thing. Yeah. You know, so there's always something in there to take away on the ride. And I find it to be very helpful. You know, those are the kinds of things that the pre-ride is very important for me.
Yeah, I agree. Getting into that headspace. I mean, that's huge for me recently. Yeah, is to be able to let go of the anxiety, let go of worrying about one little feature, deal with it when I get there, and staying in the moment and just trusting that everything's going to work out.
Yeah.
I have all the mountain bike tips, all the riding tips that we've talked about this before, that I put in my calendar, and it used to always it still does. It popped up Sunday morning because we always rode Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
But I do like to look at that list before I go for a ride. And there's all these mountain bike tips I've gotten over the years. And now I put at the top of it, you're a good rider. You have good intuition. You trust yourself. You got this.
I love that.
Just presence. So that's the first thing when I open it up. It's the first thing that I read. And that is true. To be able to compliment ourselves, be able to compliment and be able to receive that. Not just say thank you, but that is true. I am a good rider. I do have good intuition. I am going to be safe. I am going to have fun. I am going to be present. Absorb it. Feel it in your whole body.
I love your list. I've seen the list. How do you adjust the list? I mean, are you moving things off of it or on it, or are you just readjusting the order? Like how does that work?
Oh yeah, I will just add to it. I don't know that I've really taken much off of the list, and it's way too long to read the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's got way too much on it.
Scrolling for days.
But like if I'm doing a ride where I think there's going to be tech, then I'll look for one of my tech tips. Keep them rolling. Less front brake. So it just depends, like kind of what I think the ride might be. I might look if we're doing jumping. I have jump tips in there. Break the glass. Rear wheel leave the jump last. The bunny hop at the lip. All these things that we talk about. I oftentimes forget those things, and then I just go and I ride in my default mode. But I want to be constantly having some positive thing to be working on and working towards. You've been talking a lot about bouncing on the trail lately. Like that's something that you're focused on. Yeah. And it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about that. Right before we got on the pod, you were telling me about bouncing at Smedley. And I said, this is podcast material. Are we recording? Because
yes.
I was like plugging up my ears. I'm not listening. I'm not listening. Tell me later.
I can't hear
Tell
you.
Yeah. Listeners want to hear this too. So selfish. So selfish of you to start talking before the podcast.
We conversations.
We should get ready in silence.
Get ready in silence.
Silence. You're like, hi, Dan. Save it for the pod.
Pump it.
Save it for the pod.
Pump it. Man, it's the pumping on the trail has it continues to evolve for me, and I told this story about just like literally bouncing on the trail for no reason whatsoever, just to get started. And now I'm starting to hone in on that timing, which if you are currently a bouncer, you know what it's like when you get that timing wrong. It feels very awkward. That bike comes back into you at the wrong time and it's just like, ugh. But lately I've been honing that skill in and it feels, you know what? We were talking about the freestyle, Danny, at the beginning of this pod. This is what right. I'm talking about. Buying traction, and if there's a loose spot, I'm getting light on the bike in that spot and then wham, nailing a turn or nailing a spot that I know it's going to have bite and just forcing that bike, literally forcing it into the ground. Oh boy.
Because you're getting light. So we could just ride static, right? And then the trail is like, is our weight. Whatever you weigh and the bike weighs, that's what the weight of the bike is.
Yep.
If you bounce, then you're getting light.
Right.
And then you're getting heavy, way heavier. As you compress, you're getting way heavier than your weight with the bike actually is. And so you're using that to gain traction.
Yeah.
On, I guess is this mainly a turning technique, or are you also finding that you're like getting light on lippy stuff and you're like getting more air time and you're pumping the trail more? All that.
Yes, all of it. If I had to describe the feeling, if you've been to a bike park or if you've been to a place that has a berm, the feeling is when you get into the apex of that berm and you feel your weight just being pushed. It's almost like when you're at the Gravitron at the fair and like you get pushed up against that wall, that force that you feel. That's what it is.
So the Gravitron is the spinning ride where you stand up against the wall
and it just
the wall starts to lift.
Centrifugal force. Yes.
Do people still ride those? I haven't been to a fair in so long.
I haven't either. I know. That was one of my favorites though, because you could go upside down. Yeah, I just love that one.
Oh, were you that kid? Were you the kid that would like start to turn upside down? Oh, I always thought you guys were nuts. I was just trying not to vomit. Yeah. You were like astronaut in training. Yeah, seriously. All right, Ride Laugh 1 at Gmail and YouTube comments if those rides still exist at fairs.
Yes.
And were you the upside? Or who else is the upside down kid?
Upside down
who else is turning around on those things?
Come on, join me.
Yeah, I thought you guys were crazy.
Oh boy, yeah. Okay. But that feeling of like when you press into that berm and you just feel all your weight being pushed into that berm, that's what you're initiating. So you're getting light and you're getting heavy. That's what you should be feeling, is that force down into the ground. So instead, and like you said, it doesn't have to be in a turn. I'm doing this on a straightaway, where I'm just kind of buying traction on the straight parts of a trail. I'm trying to pop over a rock, whatever. I mean, first of all, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's just, you take a normal part of the trail where you have just typically just kind of ridden flat and you're just like, let me just make this trail more interesting. Holy crap, man. It's game changer. Game changer.
The very nature of bouncing on the bike
is fun,
is playful.
Yeah.
Right. But it's also, and one of the other things that a few of the other things that we've talked about a lot, it's also like you have to be loose.
Yeah.
So we're talking about not riding stiff and rigid. Something that I struggle with is being loose and being dynamic. And if you're bouncing on the bike, like you kind of have to be loose. You kind of have to be a little bit looser than you normally would be, a little bit more dynamic than you would normally be. It sounds like something that's kind of unlocks a few things. I've played with it, but not enough. I should probably put it at the top of my list. So, and then I should probably check my list about halfway through the ride and just be like, what am I forgetting bounce.
The bounce. Yeah.
People be like, can you put your book away, your book of riding? It's got like a big giant book I pull out of my pack. Oh, I forgot to bounce on the trail.
Yeah. You keep saying that you aren't loose on the bike. And I would agree. You do struggle with being loose on the bike, but I was going through videos and I was watching the video of you at the Velo Solutions pump track when we were in Arizona together. And my God, dude, you really, really worked that bike. You were really loose on it. First of all, that bike is really small. So it's impossible to be static on it, because the humps, the rollers, I almost said humps. The rollers come at you. Yeah. And you're really like, but you're accentuating the movement on the bike and yourself. And I was like, oh man, like what? It's in there, bud. It's in there.
Yeah.
It's
in there. But it's in there. Yeah.
So here's the question. Are you loose because the terrain is telling you to be loose? And therefore, when the train doesn't have rollers in it, you're like, well, I don't need to be loose. And therefore you go into like the static mode. What if you could tell your brain that this is rollers? Like I should be treating this like rollers and therefore I am going to be loose. Like, why can't that work?
I think that skill's in there. For whatever reason, I default to being a little bit more stiff, and it's probably a kind of a fear response, right? When things start to get really rowdy or really fast, I get a little bit more tense. I noticed that, and listeners, let us know, Ride Laugh 1 at Gmail and YouTube comments, but I noticed that like in my regular life, sometimes I'm just like you can just like right now, right? Just think about just kind of relaxing everything, like relax. Our necks are stiff, our traps are stiff, like your core activated a little bit more than you need to. And just like, we're just kind of like my default mode sometimes is a little bit of tension.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you saying? Like if I'm loose at the pump track,
which you are,
then I can activate that on the trail.
Well, the question is, are you loose on the pump track because the terrain is dictating that? In other words, the rollers are
because I trust it.
Yeah. And you can't ride roller stiff. Like it's impossible. It's impossible to like, be like, I'm not going to move. You have to move.
You have to work the bike or the bike doesn't move forward.
It doesn't move
unless
forward.
You pedal it. Yeah.
That's right. Exactly. So
right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So can you take that mentality and just apply that to the trail? Like, okay, I'm going to pretend this is rollers and I'm going to see if I don't have to pedal, like if I can just pump this trail and get more speed that way. Could that work somehow for you?
Maybe.
I don't know. These are questions. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Riding loose feels so good when I start to relax and let it go. It feels so good, and the bike is so much more responsive, and flow opens up. So it's definitely a good thing. And I think the best riders are very loose and and confidence goes in with that, right?
Yeah. So here's, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is because today on today's ride at Smedley, and unfortunately I didn't take video, but I was pumping the backsides of like these tiny little dips in the train. So this is where that timing part this is where I was missing that part of it. Like that's the part that's evolving for me. And every time I saw like a slight dip in the trail, I would launch into it. Like I would time the bounce so that I'm hitting the backside of that. And then conversely, I'm exploding up out of it. And so that's cool. That's what I'm talking about, being loose and just having that pump. What if now this is a little bit harder on South Mountain and places in Arizona, but maybe Hawes maybe better. But regardless, are there things that you can grab the backside of? Is there a rock that you can pop up into and then catch the backside of that to push down into it? You know?
I mean, when I ride behind Joe at South Mountain, and he's a phenomenal rider, and he knows those trails.
Yes.
But like the things that he launches off of and then lands on, I'm just like, I don't even really see a launch there. We joked with Kyle when he showed us the South Mountain jump all those episodes ago, right? The Poor Jeff episode. He's just riding behind him, and he like skies this like rock. It's not a jump even, it's like it's just like it's a little tiny rock that these guys that are able to get light and bunny hop off of that and spot the landing, which is like a significant gap. It's a significant move. Yeah. But they're pumping the trail in like next level ways that is just so cool. And I totally want to do that.
You can.
I am like looking. Yeah, I am looking. I know how to do a bump jump. I do a pretty good bump jump, which if you're not familiar with that term, if there's a rock or a log on the trail, then your front tire is hitting that kind of like square on, and it forces an upward movement, and you can use that to jump on the trail. It's really fun. Yeah. So like when you start being able to add the bump jump with a bunny hop and like really accentuate that, and then where you want to land, when you can start pumping and flowing through tech because you're getting light and heavy and actually jumping over things, and it's awesome. I mean, mountain biking just gets more and more fun. It's unlimited. Yeah, you said bunny hop, but I think you meant J hop. Yeah, you want the J hop off that bump jump. Oh boy, yeah. What's the difference between a bunny hop and a J hop? So the bunny hop is when both your tires come up at the same time. So you're literally hopping, but the J hop is when you initiate that front and then the back comes up after. I don't know why they call it a J, because you're not really making a J, but it doesn't matter. It creates a much better arc, whereas the bunny hop is just straight up. I think your body makes a J. Oh, all right. I guess starting from, but you would be drawing it the wrong way. You would start from the lower part and go into the taller part. A Q. Yeah. Sideways J. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Yeah, just leave the letters out of it. It's confusing. Letters and numbers. Yeah. Let's stick with animals. What animal would do a J hop? What's the correct animal? Let's go. We have the bunny hop, and we have the. Let's go Jaguar. Oh, ooh! You watch those things. Actually, joking aside, if you watch how a Jaguar or a big cat jumps, like it's very much similar. Like they compress in and then explode out. It's a very powerful move. The bunny hop. If you watch a bunny hop, it's not a power move. It's like you're just kind of like bouncing, right? I mean, it can be. You can make a bunny hop a power move, but the J hop actually requires a power and precision. Excuse me, I barely get that out.
And if you watch like a big cat, you know, it's the same thing. They explode up out of that jump, front, and then the back.
Right. They get low to preload, right? And then all the power is coming from their rear legs. And so your front wheel is just the direction, and your legs are all the power. And then you jump up into that nice arc. Jaguar. Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. On the same podcast, we had an awesome comment that I'm going to read because it just it's one of the reasons why we do this podcast. And Ride Laugh at Gmail and YouTube comments. If you want to flatter us, there's a very good chance that we will read it on the podcast. Right?
Yes. Bring it on.
I didn't realize how lanky Dan was until I saw him in person, and my goodness, next level of lanky.
Next level.
That's not the comment, by the way. Nor will that flatter me, but that comment probably will get read. Because I'm here for a funny comment as much as I am for a good comment.
Oh, yeah.
Danny Wilson wrote in, just want to say you guys are the best mountain bike podcast I have found. As a female, it's hard to find a mountain bike podcast that I can relate to. I found so much value in your podcast. I highly recommend it to everyone. This is the only podcast that I impatiently wait for a new episode each week. Thanks for putting your heart and soul into this, guys. You're doing good work for the mountain biking world.
Yo, Danny. This could get confusing because I call you Danny.
I know. Well, for this segment, I'm Lanky D. She's Danny.
Danny, I mean, thank you. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I mean, we're reaching people, bud. We're reaching people. It's fantastic.
Yeah. It's awesome. And Danny, you're welcome.
Yes.
Because she was saying thank you. So
yes. Can we like come up with like a special handshake or a hand symbol where like Ride and Laugh listeners can just like flash this thing and it's like, oh, that's a listener. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, like we need a special handshake or something.
That would be cool.
That would be dope.
First of all, I just had another t-shirt idea. How about Ride and Laugh, you're welcome.
You're welcome. That's all it says. You're welcome. It just says you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Tell me if you saw someone wearing that, you wouldn't want to check out that podcast, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's really good.
All right.
You're back on the committee.
Am I back on the committee?
Back on the committee.
Right. Got a winner.
Oh, boy.
And there's going to be a Jaguar on there somewhere. I'm still working with the Jaguar.
Yes. It feels, it feels like very Napoleon Dynamite for some reason. I have no idea. Yeah. The Jaguar.
Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah.
Oh, the Jaguar. Yes. Yes. What was the animal that he referenced?
I don't know.
He references a lion.
It's
like a lion with a dragon's head or something like that. He does reference there is an animal. There's an animal in that movie. There's a crazy animal. A ligar? Oh, I might have nailed it. I think it was a ligar.
Wow. Okay.
Ride Laugh on Gmail, YouTube comments, Napoleon Dynamite animals. Also, what do you think of our t-shirt idea so far?
Yes.
We have a Instagram comment from a while ago that I have been saving, but I just thought was really cool. And we talked about tagging Ride Laugh Podcast on your Instagram. Yeah. So, we talked about getting that kind of community going as far as if you're posting already. I mean, we prefer Ride and Laugh on a Gmail and YouTube comments. The YouTube comments help the algorithm.
Yes.
It's a good time to say, if you haven't already, make sure that you give us a thumbs up and watch till the end. Watch time matters. Comments really help the algorithm. And then on your podcast players, make sure that you download and set us auto download.
Yes.
That all really helps.
Leave a review.
Tell your friends. Leave a review on Apple. That's absolutely. Or any of the other, I don't know which podcast platforms accept reviews, but anywhere that you can, say a nice word about us, we appreciate that. So on Instagram, John Farrell said, and again, this is going, you'll know why I have to say that this is dated because it's December and Mountain Creek's been closed for a little bit. But he said, I've been binge listening to old episodes on my 12-hour work shifts. I went to Mountain Creek for closing day yesterday, and let me tell you, your guys' tip about pretending to have a flashlight in your belly button on berms has most definitely stepped up my cornering game and upped my speed down the hill. Thanks for the tip. Ride on. Be safe.
All right, then. I don't know that we could take the credit for the flashlight in the belly button because I think that was someone else's thing, but the fact that he heard it here Come on.
Well, I agree. That's a hands-on tip, right? We're talking about getting your hips around so that your flashlight is always shining ahead of the trail. That's the idea. So
really
it's
good.
it's telling you to initiate your hips in the turning, in the cornering. And anyone that's played any sports, my other big sport growing up was basketball. Like if the hips were facing towards the net, you had a chance of making the shot. If your hips are facing towards the defender, you had a chance of staying in front. If your hips are facing towards the person you want to pass the ball to, like everything is in the hips. And you see that in tennis and football. Like it's just get those hips facing the direction that you want to. And it's awesome. So we have these hands-on tips that work, and we talk about like things that we're doing that improve our riding. And then but we're always talking about the mindset that we're going into, and where we are mentally and how we can unlock those skills.
Yeah.
That was something that you talked about with the bouncing and the speed, and with me, like the skills are in there.
Yeah.
The ride loose is in there. It's just unlocking it. And that's getting our mind sometimes out of the way so that we can unlock it.
That's the shirt. Ride loose. Are you kidding me? What?
Ride loose?
Yeah. No? Okay.
Ride and laugh, ride loose. I don't know. Ride and laugh, ride loose doesn't really have a good.
No, it just says ride loose. Why do we got to put the ride and laugh on the same side? I mean,
we're just making a random shirt now. There's no ride and laugh on it. If you see anyone wearing a ride loose shirt, then you're going to know they're a listener. That's the secret sign.
Exactly.
They're wearing a shirt that doesn't have our podcast name on it that they bought from us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I thought you're welcome. I thought you were going to say the skills are in there.
Oh, that's
right. Yes, skills are in there.
Oh, come on. There are obvious shirts. Like that's an obvious shirt. Like the skills are in there. That's okay. Unlimited. Like that's another one. Like, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, bud.
Yeah. When I started writing down ideas for t-shirts, there was like 15 that were just like, okay,
it's obvious.
These are the obvious ones. Yeah. Ride and laugh drinking game. Skills are in there. Unlimited.
Pump the hump.
Food truck. Pump the hump. Chamois cream jokes. Yes. Yeah. All sorts of. Yeah. I mean, some of these t-shirts are definitely going to be, if you know, you know.
Oh yeah. Right? That's the point, right? It's gotta be, it's gotta be if you know, you know, but it also has to have like an element of curiosity. So you go and look it up. Like if it says you're welcome, you're going to look that up. You're going to be like, what? What is
awesome? I love it.
I'm seeing these everywhere. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, bud. Talking about things that we're welcome of and for. Speaking of things that we're welcome for.
Yes.
I mean, is it welcome for or welcome of? For.
Welcome for. For. I'm going to go for.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to nail this. Speaking of things that we're welcome for, what is your mountain bike gratitude of the week?
I got to tell you, messy transition, but still good. Still good. I
screwed it up. The concept was good.
It was there,
but the execution very poor.
Very on brand for us. Poor. Yeah. Very on brand. Yeah.
The skills are in there. Like the skills for that transition were in there. My brain got in the way. I messed it up. We gotta break this down a little bit.
Yeah, you have to stay loose. You tightened up. Yeah. All right. Listen.
Yeah, I did.
The gratitude of the week actually goes back to my ride that I did at Smedley, because on that ride, I discovered a bunch of new features, and I've made this gratitude before, and I'm going to continue to make it. Thank you to all the builders out there that are doing this, the hard work. This happened to be a log skinny that went off this first of all, I love skinnies and I love drops. And this was the combination of both of these onto like this cliff face. Ooh. I mean, it just, it looked dope. And this kind of stuff continues to get made at Smedley. And I'm sure it's not sanctioned, but like there's somebody out there putting in the hard work to make these features. And oftentimes when you have like sanctioned stuff, and listen, there's nothing wrong with sanctioned stuff, but it can get tame. Can we say tame? A little vanilla, right? And oftentimes when you have this like rogue building, sometimes you get some really dope things that kind of push your limits. And if they're built well, man, holy cow. And they are built well at Smedley. So whoever's doing the work out there, thank you so much. Thank you to all the builders. But in this gratitude specifically, thank you for the Smedley people.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's interesting because as you started to talk about trail builders, that I have a very similar gratitude this week. So I was like, holy mackerel! Like we're going to talk about like this kind of similar things.
Yes.
Smedley's interesting because there's not a like sanctioned mountain bike club that goes out there.
There's
and
no trail advocate.
does the work.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just people building what they want to ride. Like this would be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my mountain bike gratitude of the week is a mountain bike organization, and I have to give it to the Hawes Trail Alliance.
Oh,
because the work that they're doing there
yes,
is awesome. It continues to be awesome. And this morning, I parked at their new parking lot that they put a ton of effort into getting this new parking lot opened at the bottom of Red Mountain Rush. And it's really big. It solves a huge problem. It was absolutely packed by the time we got back to the lot. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And then we're riding the trail and we go to the Big Sister is like one of the flowy downhill trails. And there were some doubles there that you could clear. And they just went and turned these into like bigger tabletop jumps.
Okay.
Big. Nice.
Yes.
Like, we did 2 laps on Big Sister. It was really fun. I think they got to adjust them a little bit maybe. So, but man, it's really cool. It's really, really cool that they continue to build and improve these trails. Yeah. And then Jeremy and I rode, and Vaughn, we rode Dirt Therapy earlier in the week. And the bottom section, very similar, still really fun. But Jeremy and I pedaled up to the top, and they've reworked some of the lips up there.
No.
Yeah, it's just continuing to do work on these trails, make these trails better. And it's awesome. It's an awesome organization, and I'm like just eternally grateful for anyone that's doing trail work. And then you have these organizations that are like doing awesome things and cool. It's opening a parking lot. Like that took a ton of someone's effort. I have no doubt. It took probably a lot of people's effort. And then actually getting out on the trails and organizing trail work days and making these trails more fun. It's awesome. So gratitude.
Yo, the HTA is where it's at. I mean, those guys and girls really do a fantastic job out there. Definitely donate if you're in the area. Like donate, help them out. Like, listen, I understand that as a trail organization, you can't always please everybody, right? You make this, and it's like, oh, I didn't, can we do more of this and blah blah blah. I get it, but this organization is doing a pretty darn good job, and all of them do. They just, it's hard to please everybody. And you know what
I was going to add is, donate to your local trail builders. Whoever's doing the work in your area. We've talked about, Bamba and Burke's Trail Works in the Philadelphia area or the southeastern Pennsylvania area. Like they're doing awesome work. And so if you know people that are building trails and you're riding those trails and you can do trail work, that's great. But if you can't, send them a couple bucks. Absolutely. Like. And these I feel like trails are just getting better and better. Maybe it's Arizona where I live, but like the riding's getting better and better. It's awesome.
It's one of those things, right? We talked about this in the last pod of just like being able to step back and look down, not step back, but like step up and look down. Oftentimes when you're just like, when it's like, oh, they took out this feature, and then you're like, but look at like the 100 other awesome things that this trail organization did. I mean, maybe one or two, you know what I mean? Like that's, take the bird's eye view, and wow, mountain biking has really progressed for the better.
It's really good right now. There's a lot of access. There's a lot of good trails. I feel like people like kind of accept mountain bikers now. When we first started riding, there was a lot of pushback on mountain bikers being on multi-use trails, and horseback riders like were always kind of like pushing against trying to get mountain bikers banned. And IMBA came in as a national organization, and they were always talking about like trail closures. And I know some of that stuff still happens, but mountain biking is like kind of, it's in the ethos now. Like, if you say that you ride a mountain bike on the weekends, like that doesn't sound weird anymore. Like that's a totally normal thing.
Yeah, I agree.
You might be weird, but mountain biking is not weird.
I mean, I do hang upside down on the Gravitron. So, hey, yes.
One of those weird kids.
Yes. Today's mountain bike tip is a very simple one. And it's because as most of these tips, because it's happened to me, my rear shock was practically dead on the Stumpy. I have a small leak in it, which I have to get fixed, but I was saved because I had a shock pump. So this is probably more for beginners into mountain biking. If you don't know what a shock pump is, it's different from your regular pump up your tire pump. It's made for higher pressures, and it's a much smaller pump. They're like $20. Get yourself a shock pump. It'll come in handy. Every front shock, every rear shock, most of them are going to be air sprung. And so you're going to need to top those off, get to know those numbers. This thing saved my ride. Otherwise, I'd have been dead in the water. So I pumped that sucker back up and boom, we're ready to go. So get yourself a shock pump. They're like $20.
Well, and if you want a bonus tip, after every ride, I take a microfiber cloth and I clean the stanchions.
Okay.
So you get all the dirt out of there. So that'll extend your shock life a little bit so that the dirt's not constantly getting sucked into the innards of the fork and the shock, whatever's in there. I mean, I'm not really.
Oh, yeah.
It's like wizardry to me. You know what I mean? Like, I know people understand how these things work. I don't. It's magic.
Yes.
Like, if you told me that there was like unicorns in there and a little bit of fairy dust,
that's not right.
My unicorn's working really well. Yeah, that's cool.
My unicorns.
Yeah. I like this Pegasus one. That one's pretty good too. Yeah. So I have no idea what's going on in there, but when it works right, it's awesome.
Yes.
And keep your stanchions a little bit clean. And carry a shock pump. That's a great tip. You always definitely have it in the back of the car. If you're doing rides, if you have a new bike, you'll actually want to bring it on the ride. You can use it to dial in your ride. They're not really big. A lot of times bikes or shocks will come with one. I went and got a digital one. That's really nice. Like, you to actually be able to see the number like really accurately. But they don't usually lose air. So do you want to tell us why you're losing air, or should we save that for another episode? Because that shouldn't happen.
No, I scratched it. And but Keswick, this is fantastic. I didn't have to get a new stanchion. What they did was they sanded it down, and then they used a clear nail polish, and that made it smooth again. The problem is that the clear nail polish wears off eventually, and he's like, you're gonna either need to get a new stanchion, or you're gonna have to get this reapplied. So I didn't have the money for a new stanchion at the time, so they did me a huge favor by sanding this thing down and putting the clear nail polish. That saved me a lot of money. So, but it's now time for me to get that redone because I'm losing air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, nail polish is certainly a lot less expensive than a new stanchion. You just bought a bunch of clear nail polish. So is that a bike shop thing, like for them to apply that evenly, or could you do that yourself?
Oh, I don't want to mess with that, bud. Like you said, I mean, listen, there's unicorns in there. I don't want to be, come on. You don't mess with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You don't want to get nail polish on the horn. That'll ruin the whole thing. Yeah. My unicorn their hooves got stuck in nail polish, and
they're high.
Take it to the shop. Yeah. I think you take it to the shop and just be like, I think the fumes of the nail polish might have done something to the unicorn inside my shock. Could you take a look at this, please?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave that to the shop. Yeah.
Well, I Ride Laugh One Gmail and YouTube comments. If anyone has any ideas for Sage's fix, I'm curious. I mean, the clear nail polish is pretty brilliant. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dope.
The New Jersey boys might come up with something. They know everything.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Oh, bring it. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Come on now.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. We'll see. All right. Well, everyone, if you're still listening, you are definitely one of us, and we appreciate you. Please rate and subscribe. Please leave us a comment. Anything we talked about today or any other things that you want us to talk about, Ride Laugh One at Gmail and YouTube comments. Make sure that you download and tell your friends. So we appreciate everyone listening so much. Gratitude. Everyone have a great week and a great week of riding. Ride Laugh.
I'll see you, everyone.